Okay, so this is how some of the paintings can start out. I use like a painter's tape, and I just kind of randomly apply the tape to the canvas in whatever kind of design I'm going to do. So these two are going to eventually be folded in half and so forth. But for starters, I tape them up in a completely different way. Well, not completely different, I guess. Semi-different. All right, so now I've added the acrylic paint to the non-striped parts of the canvas, the parts that are exposed and ready. And I'm probably going to press it once, then add the water, or add the, I haven't decided yet. A lot of this is just spontaneous and stuff, so, but this is the different steps to kind of how I put together most of my abstract paintings. Okay, we're going with water first before pressing. So here, so I use like aluminum pans to keep the mess, low. But simply adding the water, getting the canvas and the paints a little bit more wet. And then I'm going to put the phone down and press the canvases together and then separate them. I've got my drying buckets ready because cats. Yes, it's a joy having wet paint around the house with cats. So yes, all my paintings end up in plastic boxes for about a week while they dry. Okay, so this is after the first press. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. But like I mentioned, I want to cover all of the edges of the canvas. So at this point, I'm going to do what I rarely do and take a brush and kind of spread some of the paint out, possibly add some more paint to it. I do like how the colors are blending. The water definitely adds a really cool effect that really is very evident once it dries as well. Probably just enough water and stuff, so, but we'll see. If I add more paint, then probably just a touch more water just to keep the effect going all the way to the edges. Okay, adding in some green, a nice kind of a dark shade of green. I think actually what I'm going to do instead of using the brush, because I tend to, I lean more towards like making sure the painting is as much abstract as possible, and I don't really like too much manual manipulation to it. What I think I'm going to do though is actually do a press and a smear to get the edges more covered with the paints. And you can see that the canvas is already wet where some of the new paint went down. So that's going to work out just right. Okay, it's coming along really well. So what I did is I pressed the canvases together and I just kind of smeared them, not even that much, like just maybe like a centimeter, vertical and horizontal, to really spread the paint out. And what's really nice, like I said, the acrylic paint, it blends beautifully and it makes these really great three-dimensional ridges that I'm just totally addicted to. So it is going to the edges just right. I might add just a teensy bit more paint just to really complete those edges though. Mixing metallics in with my colors is one of my favorite things to do as well. It's gonna be sad taking the masking tape off of this one because this one actually is looking really good without the masking tape coming off eventually, but that's part of the experiment. So here I've added some gold. I'm going to do one more press and probably rotate it. I usually rotate it 180 degrees before I press in a different direction between, first press to second to third, just to continue to, to move the paint around to kind of blend the colors and stuff. So I'm really curious to see how this one turns out in a few days. Okay, so here is the nearly finished piece. It is freshly wet. It's in its drying container thing and stuff. But as I had hoped, I got to the edges really nicely. I've got some nice blend of colors, nothing too chaotic and stuff. So it's really pretty. I actually don't want to take the masking tape off, but I will because I want to see how it looks with the, the subtraction kind of technique as well. But to the edges, the water worked really well, just a little bit to add, to kind of give it a different kind of a spreading technique to it. A nice color combination. I'm happy with this so far. So, work in progress. So far, so good.